Hi, everybody. Today I'll be reading a book called The Day the Dinosaurs Died. It's by Charlotte Lewis Brown. Long, long ago, dinosaurs were everywhere. They hunted by the sea and high in the hills. They walked across dry, sandy deserts. They ran through wet, green jungles. For millions of years, the dinosaurs ruled the earth. Now they are all gone. How did they die? It may have happened like this. Tyrannosaurus rex roared. The Dromaeosaurus pack stopped eating. They looked up at Tyrannosaurus rex. One Dromaeosaurus grabbed a last bite of Edmontosaurus meat, and then the whole pack ran. Tyrannosaurus rex walked over to the dead Edmontosaurus and he ripped out a large bite. You're allowed to go, ooh, that's totally called for. Tyrannosaurus rex watched for other dinosaurs as he ate. He didn't want to share his food. He looked right and left. He looked in front and in back. So he's not only ferocious, he's pretty stingy. He wanted all that food for himself. But he didn't look up at the sky. He didn't see the strange new light there. It looked like a very bright star. It was not. It was a giant asteroid. It was heading toward Earth. The asteroid grew brighter as it came closer. Tyrannosaurus rex did not notice. He just kept eating. Pteranodon flew in circles high above the Tyrannosaurus rex. They cried out as the light grew brighter. Tyrannosaurus rex did not even look up. He just kept eating. Soon the asteroid blazed brighter than the sun. Tyrannosaurus rex looked up at last. It was too late. The asteroid burst into a ball of fire. It filled the whole sky. Tyrannosaurus rex roared one last time, then kaboom! The fireball smashed into the ground. Tyrannosaurus rex died instantly. The pteranodons were blown from the sky. Their bodies were burned away to nothing. Everything for miles around burned up in the explosion. Dinosaurs, trees, dirt, and even some stones boiled away. Huge rocks were thrown into the sky. Now I bet you're glad that humans didn't live the time of dinosaurs. Some rocks flew off into space. Most rocks fell back to Earth, burning as they came. The asteroid blasted a giant hole in the ground called a crater. The crater was more than 100 miles wide. The destruction had just begun. A wall of fire sped out from the crater in all directions. Craters are big, giant holes. This one is so big, it's bigger than from here to New York City. Thousands of miles away, a herd of triceratops stood in a meadow. They had seen a bright flash of light. Now everything looked normal. Still, they sensed danger, but they didn't know where or what it was. A large male bellowed and stomped his foot. There's our word bellow, just like the grumpy elephant. He dared the enemy to come out and fight. All of the triceratops were scared. Only Alamosaurus was not scared. She moved to the next tree and pulled off a branch to eat. Suddenly, the sky glowed red. A blast of wind roared past. The triceratops were knocked over. The trees bent, then broke. One tree crushed the Alamosaurus. I guess she should have run before she took that last leaf off the tree. The triceratops struggled to their feet and ran. Burning rocks crashed down from the sky. Trees and bushes burst into flames. One rock struck a triceratops. He fell and he did not get up. The rest of the herd ran on. The fire spread too fast. Soon the triceratops had no place left to run, just like the triceratops in the book that I read to you last week called The Last Dinosaur. Flames closed in from all sides. Then another roar rose above the fire. A wall of muddy water swept in from the distant sea. The asteroid had created a giant tidal wave. That means the water from the ocean made a wave so big it covered all the land. The wave drowned the flames, but it also drowned the triceratops. It left everything buried under a thick layer of mud. Now you know, if you remember the first book I read, what will happen to everything buried under the mud. It's going to turn into fossils after thousands of years. Around the world, burning rocks still fell from the sky. More forest fires blazed. Thick black smoke filled the sky. Day turned darker than night. All the dust and flames and smoke that came from the asteroid hitting the Earth blocked out the sun. When the sun is blocked out, there is no warmth, there is no light. At last the fires died away. In the far north, a few Parasaurolophuses had survived. They had hidden in a deep cave. Many had been hurt, and all of them were hungry. There's your Parasaurolophus with the crest on his head that he could blow a whistle through. The Parasaurolophuses limped slowly out of the cave. The day was dark and cold. Smoke still hid the sun. Ashes covered everything. The other dinosaurs were now only bones. The fire was so great and the heat was so great that It totally burned all the skin and the flesh and the meat off the dinosaur, and all that was left of all the dinosaurs were bones. What protected the Parasaurolophus was that they were in a cave. The Parasaurolophuses searched for plants to eat, but there were none. All the plants had burned to ashes. For days they wandered. Some tried eating ashes. Some were so hungry they ate dirt. Nothing helped. Each day they grew weaker. One by one, they began to die because they starved. There was nothing for them to eat. Soon there was only one Parasaurolophus left, and she too starved away. Two small furry animals sniffed the last Parasaurolophus. They were mammals. Remember mammals just like you and me and cats and dogs who have living babies and don't lay eggs? They survived the fire because they were in underground tunnels. The mammals came out looking for food. They dug deep under the ashes and they found roots to eat. And some mammals ate the dead dinosaurs. I think I heard another ew. After many, many months, the smoke began to clear. The sun shone again in the sky. Plants began to grow from buried seeds. The mammals had survived. Now the world was theirs. So now we went from the day of the dinosaur and all the years of the dinosaur to the years of the mammals. If the meat eaters have no plant eaters to eat, then they die. And if the plant eaters have no plants to eat, they die. So there was no way that any of the dinosaurs, even if they hadn't burned to death, could have survived the sun being blocked out by the smoke and the ashes of the asteroid. I will be reading you one more book on the subject. And until then, I'll see you soon.